I play a kind of a crazy character who is an amalgam of Rob Marshall's imagination and P.L. Travers. So it's, if they had a baby, that would be Tatiana Antonasia Kozitori Topo-Trepelovsky is her name. And she is Mary Poppins' cousin, many times removed. But she's a character who is an eccentric. She's, I would say, like a gypsy kind of character who runs a fix-it shop in the center of somewhere in London, imaginary London. And there's a plot point where Mary Poppins needs something fixed in the story, something that's very precious to the children. So they take it to her cousin, Topsy. They call her Topsy so that they don't have to say Tatiana Antonasia Kozitori Topo-Trepelovsky every time. He's practically perfect in every way, so no wonder he was drawn to the material of Mary Poppins. He's somebody who is pure, I don't want to say show business because it conjures up a whole other thing, but it's a theatrical sense of joy that he brings. He's uniquely suited to this kind of material, mostly because he's got the soul of a 9.5-year-old, I would say. He's not lost his inner child and the things that often we lose as we go on in life. He's retained that innocent sort of sense of joy, and that's what he brings to this material. She's amazing, but her tenderness in this is palpable. And Rob and Mark Shaman, they wrote it with her in mind, so the music sits in her voice perfectly, and she's amazing in it. Lin-Manuel Miranda, he's, as we know, the phenom of this part of our century. He's amazing. So much creativity contained within one human being, but his gift to this production is just something very pure in his spirit. There's just something in his eyes, in his smile, and his ability to rap and dance and do patter at the same time is phenomenal. At the screening yesterday, one of the little children said, "I love the colors!" And it's really true. The colors just pop in this musical. A lot of it is her combining things that we don't normally combine, you know, and her use of reds and greens and the brightness of certain colors. It just makes a story that's basically set in the Depression in the 30s in London, in the fog. It makes it just, gives you the sense of the power of the imagination to color your world and your life and to give you happiness. So, yeah, she's an amazing designer. You see a woman whose world is turned upside down every second Wednesday of the month. And she, I mean, literally, her house turns upside down. And so she has to live, you know, sort of on her ceiling. The disorientation of that, it's just a great metaphor for when your world is upended by whatever comes along. Pixie, Nathaniel, and Joel, who are so wonderful, the soul of the movie. And they were so, they're such bright little people, and they were so focused. Except Joel, and sometimes they had to have a special wrangler for Joel, who's got a moment in this film that I think will just pierce everybody's heart. But they were so focused and smart and interested. He always had ideas about how things should be staged. I think he was 4, you know, when they began. I think the great fun is just going with it and flying with it and not parsing it, analyzing it, taking it apart. Magic is magic, you know. Don't look too hard.